What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank y'all for tuning into the last one if y'all did, or my last two that I've uploaded. Appreciate the support that y'all are still giving me. Means a lot. I just got gas, so I won't stick around in the parking lot too long. I'm gonna try not to start the videos right there all the time. Hold up. Woo! Yes, sir! But in today's video, we're gonna talk about why I chose to get this motorcycle. It's a 2019 Kawasaki ZX-6R. Alright, so let's get started. The first reason I got this, and this isn't numbered by the way. The first one is the cost. So this bike cost me, let's see, it was $8,900 for this bike. I got it at the end of 2020, no, I'm sorry. I got it at the end of 2019, so beginning of January 2020. They're trying to push out the old ones for the new 2020s, and I would say it's a pretty good deal considering the ZX-6Rs now cost like almost 12 grand. Let me give y'all a little run. That's what I'm talking about right there. That was the first reason, was cost. Along with insurance, I was paying about $60 because I bought this bike cash. So I wasn't paying a full coverage for the bike. I wasn't paying full coverage for the bike. I was paying like, I don't even remember the coverage type, but it's like liability, and then I added a couple things to bring it up to 60. So the cost is the major factor, because I was looking at the Hondas and the Yamahas. The Yamahas are pretty expensive, and the Hondas, they're about the same as the Kawasaki. I think $1 grand more or something like that. But the only reason I didn't get it is because it didn't have LED headlights, because I love the position of the Honda's exhaust, like coming out the tailpipe back there, or the undertail, and that's what I was gonna originally go for, but I didn't like the headlight situation. They just had the halogen bulbs in there, so that's why I went with this one. And the Yamaha was just too expensive, or I could have got it. I love how high they rev. I mean, mine tops out at 18. I think the R6s, oh, these are all 600s by the way. The R6s top out like at 20 or some shit. If you have one, just let me know. But I love how they sound when you're revving them up that high, man. It's fucking awesome. But the Kawasaki was the best bang for the buck, and I mean, Kawasaki's not a bad brand either. It's not like I settled for this bike. I love it. It's the best thing ever. But that's just the first one that caught my eye, because it was the price point wasn't so crazy. And then I did a lot of research on these also before I bought any of them. And the one that I chose was this one, and then I just went crazy with looking stuff up. And I was looking up parts before I even got the bike. And I had to go, I drove about an hour to go and pick it up from a dealership. So I bought this one brand new off the lot, $8,900. Oh, and the next reason I got this one over the Honda, other than the halogen bulbs, so this is the second reason why I got it, was the quick shifter. This one came stock on the Kawasaki, but to me, moving from a 300 to this one, I mean, it's the fucking best thing ever. I don't ever not use it. The second reason would be looks, the headlights, the quick shifter. And that's really about it for that reason. And let me think of my third reason, because I had it all written down, but I forgot about it. Yes, sir. My next video is for sure gonna be all the upgrades that I've done to this motorcycle, because I've done a lot and I don't even know if I can remember all of them. I've done a lot of cosmetic upgrades, not necessarily like tuning and stuff. But other than the two reasons I listed, I love this bike. I love this motorcycle. I don't think I could have seen myself in any other one other than this one. It's me. I probably shouldn't look away from the curve. We saw what happened in the last video. Like the instrument cluster, all like the traction control, the quick shifter, the power modes, I completely forgot about that. So I'll probably be cutting in and out of this video all weird, like, I hope not. But I'd say this is probably the last reason, was you could switch power modes to full, and then your traction control, you can have it set to 1, 2, and 3. I think 3 is like the highest traction control, which was that orange light that was just blinking. And when I was talking to the salesman, apparently he said it acts as like a, what is it called, an anti-wheelie or some shit like that, because it doesn't let your bike come up as far if the traction control is kicked on. So that was another reason as well. It gives you all these, you know, all this information about your bike, the mileage, obviously, trip A, trip B. And then it also gives me the temperature of my bike and all that other good stuff. That's another reason I completely forgot. So I would say that's probably it. It's got the eco mode. It has a fuel gauge, which I've heard some motorcycles don't have the fuel gauge, but I'm glad it does. It's got all that good shit, guys. So overall, this is a great bike, in my opinion. Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. Gotta love that, guys. That shit's intense. Y'all saw my little whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. Death wobble, I guess. Those are dangerous. I've never had one, thank God. But man, that was fun. I wanted to get a stabilizer for it right here, the fork stabilizer, whatever it's called. But I ended up not, because that thing is like $600. Pretty crazy. And then also I can adjust the suspension on this bike. See, I forget all these things, man. I just haven't rode the bike in forever. But I can also adjust these. And if you're doing track days, that comes in handy. I've never had to mess with them. But I know one of them is I think how far it'll travel, so it'll make it stiffer and looser. And then the other one I think is how fast it'll come up. But any of you motorcycle tech savvy dudes, let me know. And like I said, if y'all have questions, just feel free to ask. I've had this bike for about going on 3 years now. It's got really low mileage. I don't really ride it as often as I would love to, but hopefully I get it up to like 12 by the end of the year, because I'm motovlogging for all of y'all. And then maybe I'll attend a couple motorcycle meets, because I've never been on one, like at least a big one. I've been on like small ones with like 3 people, but I didn't know them all that well. Alright guys, I'm done cruising around for today, and thank y'all for tuning in. I'm sorry this video was all over the place like most of my videos have been. I'm gonna try to like get a system down where I can just talk about things in order and not get thrown around everywhere, because this video is about to be like everywhere. But thank y'all very much for watching. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment. You know how it is. I'm gonna park right here because I'm a fucking savage. Word of advice today, guys, or quote of the day, whichever one you prefer: don't stress about the future. It hasn't arrived yet. Alright? Y'all have a good one. Take it easy. Thank y'all for watching.